we'll be doing the FAA Part 107 study questions from 3DR. If you watched my last video on basically a study guide of what to study for the FAA Part 107, I did mention the 3DR questions, study questions that they have on their website. I did mention that they were very useful, very helpful. So in today's episode, we'll be going through that. So let's just stay tuned, and then I'll take you through some of these study questions. I'm going to go over them. I'm going to read the study questions. I'm going to do a little pause before I give the answer, so it kind of helps you with your studying for the Part 107. So without further ado, let's begin the study guide. Alright, Part 107 drone exam practice test questions 1 through 10. Alright, so the first question, refer to figure 20. Why would the small flag at Lake Drummond in area 2 of the sectional chart be important to a remote PIC? When opening figure 20, the small flag. Okay. So the first answer, the flag indicates GPS checkpoint that can be used by both manned and remote pilots for orientation. Second, the flag indicates a VFR checkpoint for manned aircraft, and a higher volume of air traffic should be expected there. Or the third answer, the flag indicates that there will be a large obstruction depicted on the next printing of the chart. Now, to answer this question is, the flag indicates a VFR checkpoint for manned aircraft, and a higher volume of air traffic should be expected there. So those small little red flags on the sectional charts, that's what they show. Those little small little red flags are is a VFR, and it does state that in these little study sections, the sectional chart legend that they'll give you during the exam. So if you're ever confused about that, it should be stated in the sectional legend that they're gonna hand you, the sectional legend in the book that they're gonna hand you during the exam. So if you're ever confused, just use that as a reference. So now let's jump to the second question. According to 14 CFR Part 107, and SUAS is a manned aircraft system weighing 55 kg or less than 55 pounds, or 55 pounds or less, through process of elimination. Actually, yes, okay, through process of elimination. Well, the FAA is first thing that comes to mind when I think of FAA. I always think of the U.S. Is the governing aerial governing body in the U.S. So I immediately eliminate kg from my selection, and then we always know it to be less than 55 pounds, not 55 pounds or less than 55 pounds. It has to be less than 55 pounds. So we'll click this as our answer. Okay, let me just ignore this little pop-up. Sorry about that, guys. A person whose sole task is watching the SUAS to report hazards to the rest of the crew is called, the first answer, visual observer. Second answer, remote PIC. Third answer, person manipulating the controls. The answer to this question is a visual observer. The remote PIC, you're the one who's in charge of the group, so you're the one actually with the Part 107. So that would not be your DFW, DFW Airport, so it would be KDFW. Just in case you do not know. So tap from KOKC, the clear skies becomes, and then now we go to figure 15 to see what the clear skies become. So remember it called KOKC. We want to go to KMEM because it clearly calls out in the instructions KOKC. So probably have to in the next video, after I finish all these study guide videos, I'm probably gonna have to go over how to read METARs and TAPS. So for those of you who do not know how to read METARs, I'm assuming that you know how to read METARs. That you have at least study, have do some kind of initial studying before this going into this study guide, which I highly recommend. So now, so it did talk about what happened with what did the clear skies become. So we're gonna just start from down here. The clear skies becomes from on the fifth day, the 22nd hour to the 24th hour, to 200 degrees, 13 gusts, 20 knots, 4 statute miles of visibility. Um, SH, I think it just means showers and rains, but also they also give you a guide for this. So it's not necessarily important that you memorize. I mean, it's important that you memorize it. It's nice to memorize, but also they do give you they also give you a chart for these things as well. So it says overcast of 2000. I think they did mention that in the first part. I think yes, 2,000 feet during the forecast period between 22 and 24. Awesome. Awesome. So you know this one is correct. Well, process of elimination because the overcast was wouldn't be 200, it would be 2,000. Let's just relook at figure 15 just in case you're confused. The overcast would not be 200 because in this case you add in 2 zeros in the back, not one but 2 zeros. That's very important. You add in 2 zeros of a stable air, stratiform clouds, cumulus clouds, unlimited visibility. Um, Going for the answer that is correct and stands out the most is which is a stratiform clouds. Cumulus clouds, of course, is unstable, is would be unstable air, so that definitely would not count. Next question, referred to Figure 20. Who would who would a remote pilot in command contact to check NOTAMs, as it is noted in the caution box regarding the unmarked um, balloon. So in the figure is going to just show you on the sectional chart where it just shows the checked NOTAMs. But that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is the question itself, is who would a remote pilot in command or PIC contact to check NOTAMs, as it is noted in the caution box. So the who you would contact, they have three answers: FAA district office, flight service, and NTSB office. So the answer that pops out the most obviously would be the flight service office. Or what helps me with this and this question is, FAA district office will be too busy for something as small as checking the NOTAMs, and NTSB does not handle that. So, or what helped me is they'll be too busy. I always think of that whenever I think of